Mun gode kwarai da gaske 'yan majalisar tarayya da wannan gudunmuwa ta kuwa wajen wannan taro mai ɗimbin tarihi. Ba tare da wani bata lokaci ba za mu je ga mai isa da sabon fata alheri na gaba. Wannan wani mashahuri ne sananne cikin sha'anin shugabanci a jihar Kebbi, wato tsohon gwamnan jihar Kebbi bai girma district senator Muhammadu Adamu Aliero, wanda zai taso ya gabatar jawabi a madadin dukkanin tsofaffin gwamnonin jihar Kebbi a wajen wannan taro muhimmi. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, may I at this point in time invite the former governor of Kebbi State, a one-time minister, presently a senator in the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Alhaji Muhammad Adamu Aliero, for his goodwill message, sir.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على نبينا الكريم. Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kebbi State, Dr. Nasir Idris Aurangwandu, for this other title. We know Aurangwandu, any other one is addition. Your Excellency, the former governor of Kebbi State, Alhaji Usman Dachengari, Saidu Dachengari, the Honorable Minister of State Humanitarian Affairs, the Chairman of Kebbi Elders Forum, the keynote speaker, Baradun Bese, Professor Bande, the Kebbi State House of Assembly Speaker and honorable members of the Kebbi State House of Assembly. Sorry, I forgot my colleagues. They should have come first in the order of protocol. The honorable members of the House of Representatives. For want of time, let me adopt the protocol already established by the chairman of the forum. But I must recognize the representatives of the Royal Fathers, the emirs of Gwandu, Argungu, Yaori, the Chief Judge of Kebbi State, very distinguished personalities that are here with us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Let me start by commending the Kebbi Elders Consultative Forum for organizing the first economic summit since the inception of Kebbi State. That is not to say we have not had committees that tried to chart blueprint for the development of Kebbi State. But this is the first economic summit since the creation of Kebbi State. I therefore commend the Kebbi Elders Consultative Forum and equally commend the governor for giving all the support and the assistance to make this possible. Secondly, let me extend the apologies of distinguished senators of Kebbi South and Kebbi North for their inability to be here. This is because very critical and sensitive national issues will be discussed in the Senate. And we thought it wise that it would be inappropriate for them to absent themselves, or for all of us to absent ourselves. Instead, I will come and represent them here, and they will equally represent me in the Senate. So, Your Excellency, I'm extending their apologies to the state in general. In order not to come twice and speak, I want to combine the goodwill message I have to deliver and also my speech as chairman of the agriculture session. So, development of Kebbi State cannot be done without considering agriculture, because it is the mainstay of our economy. Over 85% of our people rely on agriculture for their livelihood. Year in, year out, government from federal level, state level to the local government level do give support to farmers in order to boost agricultural production. We know we have challenges in agriculture. In Kebbi, the main challenge we have, one of the speakers already said it, I think the guest speaker, the yield per hectare is very, very low. Hardly can you get more than 2 to 3 tons per hectare. I'm a farmer, a large-scale farmer for that matter. I have tried as much as possible to apply all techniques to ensure that we boost production. Unfortunately, we hardly get up to 6 tons per hectare. So it is imperative that we have University of Agriculture in Zulu, we have the Livestock University in Aliero, which is science-based, and we equally have Federal University here in Benin. So we want to connect research centers with the field, that is the farmers. If we don't do this, we will not succeed in boosting agricultural production. Research and development is always very important. Countries that have excelled in agriculture, in particular, I would mention India and Brazil, even though Professor said he wants us to draw examples in Africa. But India has similar experience with Nigeria. India has huge population. Some of you could recall in the 70s and even late 80s, we have so many Indian lecturers coming to lecture in Nigeria, simply because they have a huge population and they cannot employ what they have produced from the university. So they decided to export their people to Africa and other Asian countries. At that time, food production in India was very low. And what they did was to concentrate on research and development. And within a very short period of time, they are able to feed their population. Huge population. By then, I think up to about 1.3 billion people. Now it's up to 1.6 billion people, second only to China. And they are able to produce this huge population and even export the surplus. Today in Nigeria, due to policy somersault, we are importing food, rice in particular, from India. President Buhari, when he came in, he brought what we can call rice revolution. We are almost self-sufficient in rice production. Suddenly, there came a policy somersault. Government decided to allow food waiver, to give food waiver to only 2 people. And these 2 people, one of them is Nigerian, the second is an Indian. They are importing massive, food into Nigeria, and this has crushed the price of food produced in Nigeria. farmers that used to get up to 80,000 naira per 100 ton of maize are now getting just about 30,000 naira. 30,000 naira is not even enough to pay one bag of fertilizer. This is a very serious policy somersault. We discussed it in the National Assembly, and I want it to be discussed here in this summit because it affects our people. Your Excellencies, distinguished personalities, we cannot discuss the economy of Kebbi without diversifying the economy. In diversifying the economy, we should not only look at agriculture, we should look at other sectors of the economy, in particular solid minerals. A lot has been said about solid minerals in Kebbi State. Presently, we have so many miners in Zuru, Yauli, and even in Maiba local government. Most of these miners are illegal miners. Only very few of them have gotten proper license, and they are under the radar of the military or the Ministry of Solid Minerals. So there is need to coordinate the activities of miners with the economy of Kebbi State, so that Kebbi can benefit from whatever is mined from our soil. On the issue of agriculture, today we look at livestock not as a side activity, but as a strategic pillar of national development. Across the world, countries that invest in animal health, feed systems, cold chains are creating jobs, stabilizing nutrition, and expanding export. Those that don't import what others produce. Nigeria and Kebbi State in particular have the resources to lead if we align our policies with financing and our implementation. Livestock provides value at every level of the chain, from breeding and dairy to processing, marketing, and exports. It is not just about cattle or goats. It is about the thousands of people who milk feeds, sell veterinary drugs, transport animals, process hides, and supply dairy products. Within this value chain, you can create a lot of employment. Each job on the farm creates several more of the farm jobs. In Rwanda, for example, organized milk zones and chilling centers lifted formal dairy production by more than 50%. India's broiler integrators link farmers to producers of feed, day-old chicks, and guaranteed offtake, creating steady cash and better product quality. These are not foreign miracles. They are models that Kebbi State can replicate here. Kebbi's own advantages are clear. Our Fadama and floodplains can support fodder and dual-purpose crops. Our proximity to Sokoto, Zamfara, Katsina, and even Niger and Benin Republic corridors position us to rent pilots, and our use can power for our veterinary and artificial insemination services across local government areas. The raw materials are here. What we need is coordination and commitment. Yet we must also confront the hard truths: weak infrastructure, poor cold chain logistics, animal disease outbreaks, and limited finance. The solutions are within reach. Solar hybrid mini-grids at abattoirs and milk centers, electronic vaccination registers, warehouse receipts for animal hides and frozen products are practical steps we can now take. In the next 12 to 24 months, Kebbi can establish dairy corridors with chillers and quality testing a Clean Heights program linked to Kano Sokoto State as used for a veterinary franchise system and digital livestock disease check. Each of these initiatives creates jobs, reduces losses, and builds resilience. But while pursuing growth, we must balance producer viability with consumer relief. Import relief may cause short-term prices, but without productivity, upgrades, and stable credit, it erodes future supply. KB can lead by piloting programs that combine school milk offtake, targeted vouchers, and predictable procurement with local efficiency gains. As we begin with this session, let us reflect on 5 questions. Number 1, as you all know, Kebbi is the second state in terms of livestock production. We are second only to Yobe. Which investment in animal health, feed or cold chain will create the most jobs in the shortest time? 2, how can we attract private capital into ranching, dairy, and meat processing? I'm happy the governor has gone abroad to look for investors. So this is quite relevant. How can we secure land and water access in ways that promote peace and inclusion, thereby creating prosperity? This will address farmer harder crisis. The perennial farmer harder crisis we have are affecting peace and stability of the state. So it's important we discuss this issue extensively. And the second issue I also want to discuss is the issue of Lapra that are coming from the Jericho. A lot has been done by both the state and federal government, but a lot needs to be done in order to tame the tide of insecurity in the state. I'm happy we escorted the governor to key sensitive milk security commissions in the country to complain about Lamparawa. And the governor has done quite a lot. And we in the National Assembly are complimenting the effort of the governor by making follow-up visits to all these places to ensure that enough security is restored in Kebbi State. Your Excellency, our state's future prosperity, to a large extent, is rooted in the soil. Agriculture remains Kebbi's greatest strength and largest employer of labor, our main source of food security, and our most reliable engine of income growth. When we invest from the farm gate outward, inroads, irrigation inputs, credit and quality standards, we not only create jobs but also build the foundation for light industry and rural stability. From rice to tomatoes, from fish to dairy, agriculture feeds our people and fuels our small and medium enterprises. Countries that have executed this development playbook, like Ethiopia, Vietnam, Rwanda, have seen faster poverty reduction and stronger fiscal basis. Kebbi can do the same, leveraging its fertile Padama land, cross-border access, and strong cooperative traditions. The challenges are well known: inadequate infrastructure, limited credit, insecure land tenure, and skills and technology. But the remedies are equally clear. We can create cluster-based asset bundles, a repaired road, an irrigation borehole, and a solar cold rooms managed under public-private partnership. We can scale warehouse receipts and input loans through fintechs in each of the local government areas. Kebbi State has unique comparative advantage. Its floodplains, can sustain all year round fodder for dairy and poultry feed. Its proximity to Kano, Sokoto, leather clusters supports value addition in hides and skin, and its established rice mills offers byproducts for livestock feed and bioenergy. We are positioned to integrate crops and livestock systems that generate value and resilience simultaneously. As we look forward to 2026 farming session, 5 actionable priorities stand out. 1. Agro-service hubs, co-locating mechanization, input supply, veterinary clinics, and cold storage. 2. Milk corridors, linking producers to school feeding programs and private dairies. 3. Hides and skin, improving grading, flaying, and chilling for higher earnings. 4. Feed consortium, turning rice bran and maize into affordable compound feed. Resilience packs, irrigation fodder banks, and index insurance to sustain climate shock. These are not dreams. They are achievable investment with measurable impacts. If we assign clear ownership and timelines, finally, as we pursue price stability, let us insist quick fixes that discourage production. The goal is predictable, productivity-based policy, one that supports farmers today while securing food for tomorrow. Our objective in this summit is not another communique, but a short list of bankable actions, healthier herds, colder chains, better hides smarter, and use brand services. This is how we can combine agriculture and livestock into jobs, resilience, and lasting public pride for Kebbi State. By doing so, we will create employment and prosperity in the state. Your Excellency, distinguished personalities, Kebbi has already made a pronouncement on establishing cement plant in Mahima local government. If we are able to establish this cement plant, we will employ close to about 45,000 employees. I think the summit should focus on this proposal. Already, the governor has signed an MOU with a foreign company, and we should look for private investors to collaborate with these foreign companies in order to establish this cement plant. It's the way forward for Kebbi State. I cannot end my address without talking about environment, because the former governor of Kebbi State mentioned that we should be very mindful of what's happening in Kebbi State regarding deforestation. A lot of people are coming to cut trees in Kebbi, and you know we are in an arid zone, very close to Sahara Desert. Desertification is seriously affecting our lives in Kebbi State. So it would be wrong to allow foreigners to come and start felling trees and using them for charcoal and even exporting them. Some of these trees have been sent to China. Unfortunately, some of our traditional institutions are involved in this. Your Excellency, we should do all we can to stop felling of trees. The last issue I want to talk about is marketing. The keynote address delivered by Professor Benden has spoken about that, and I think I need to emphasize it. Storage and marketing are two factors that are seriously affecting agriculture in Kebbi State. We produce a lot of vegetables, onions, we produce a lot of fruit. And during the harvesting period, the peak period, most of what is being produced end up being rotten simply because of marketing and lack of storage. I think we should discuss on how we can market our vegetables in order for our farmers to get the real value of what we produce. We can introduce dehydration or processing plants. I think one has already been established around Wara area. We need more to be established. With this beautiful heart, let me once more commend the organizers of this economic summit. It is very timely, it is very apt, and I wish all of us fruitful deliberation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Distinguished Senator Muhammad Adamu Aliero. Please, let's put our hands together for the Thank you, Mr. DJ.